Welcome back to the garage, everybody. So today we're going to be doing some upgrades, getting ready for our race. The GPS 180 is coming up in November, and we're going to be racing again this year. We're going to take Tortuga down there, but before we take her back, some things got to change. Today what we're going to do is we're going to make new risers for our handlebars. During the race last year, we built these floorboards, which allows you a lot of room to stand up on the bike. But with the handlebars being low, you're hunkered over a lot. So we're going to raise these up so we can stand up a little higher on the bike and make it easier to ride. Let's go. All right, everybody. So we have our turtle shell pulled off the front, so now we can get our handlebar risers made. To do that, we're going to take all this apart and match up the bolts at the hardware store to make sure we get the right hardware, and we're going to add a piece of pipe in there, and I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a minute. Come on in close. On your handlebar risers, we have these 4 bolts that we got to take off first. It's going to be a 10 millimeter. And when you do this part, your handlebars are going to be loose and they'll flop, so be careful, set them down so you don't mess up your paint job any worse than it already is. So these are the tops of your handlebar risers. They can go back on in either direction, it doesn't matter. It's just a little clamp. They're aluminum, so when you tighten these down, be careful, don't put too much on them because you can snap them. Come on over and look at this here. You can see where the 4 bolt holes were, and then this is the hardware that sits inside. There's nuts on the back side. We're going to take those off now. So the front forks we have on this bike are the premium front forks that we got from Go Power Sports, and it came with different hardware to make all this work. This is going to be a 17 millimeter to take this off. Alright, so I got this side off. Pull straight out. Underneath there I had a lock washer and a Teflon lock nut. On the top of this, your actual handlebar riser, is the bolt that just pokes through. We're going to be getting an extended bolt here, same size, just a longer shaft so that we can run it through the pipe. And the new hardware will be able to drop right in just like that. We could probably reuse this. You're not supposed to reuse Teflon lock nuts, but just for testing purposes, yeah, we'll get that done. Let's go to the store. All right, everybody, so we got our parts together so we can make our risers. We're going to use these pipe pieces. This is Schedule 40 black pipe you find at the hardware store. And what we're going to do, come on in close. We have these, I think they're 6-inch pieces. I'm going to cut off the threaded portions. I don't need that. And I have these grade 8 bolts we picked up and some big flat washers. So the plan is take these, center them up on there, do some tack welds, and I'll have it on both ends. Of course, threaded portion will be gone, so it'll be about 4 inches long. And these are the stock hardware that comes with the premium fork kit from Go Power Sports. You can see how much longer we're gonna make this. May have to shorten this a little bit depending on our cables, but this should be the bolt. If it's not, I got some shorter ones too. But anyways, there we go, that's the hardware. Now, we're gonna chop it, weld it, and make it fit. Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna throw my gloves and earmuffs back on. I finished cutting off the threaded pieces. These are a little bit too long and not perfectly square either. So I'm gonna use some sandpaper here and square these off. And whichever is the better side, I'll chop the other side. And I'm going to chop this down to 3 inches, a little longer. We mocked it up on the bike. These are currently about 4, and it was just a little too short. So I'm going to cut these down to 3 inches and square them up, and everything's pretty good up there. It's my super awesome table sander setup. Vice grip, zip tie on the trigger, plug it in, takes off. Like that. so here we go. We cut our spacers down to 3 inches, and I have my washer sitting on there. I'm going to use 6-inch bolts on the bike itself, but I bought these 4s just in case my cables weren't long enough and I was going to have to go to a smaller size. But it's a good thing I did because they worked out perfect. I went ahead and used my original hardware. That way the new nuts will be on the bike itself, and I can just hold this together and center them up the best I can. And now we're going to weld that up, and this thing will be just about done. We're going to paint it. I'm going to paint it white to match the rest of my bar clamps. But there you go. I'm happy with that. I think it'll turn out real good. Let's make it happen. Alright, well there we have it, everybody. So the washers are now welded into the end of the pipe. We have them cut to length. We have 2 of them. I'm going to put it together so we can finish up this video because my camera person is getting sleepy. Well, we're going to go ahead and put the bike together, and I'll paint it later. Let's go. We go. We got our handlebar risers put on, and I'm very happy with the results. It's raised the handlebars now pretty much straight for me, like some mini apes or something. I think it'll give me a little more leverage whenever I'm riding, and standing up and riding on it is pretty great. So I'm not so great on balancing, but I can stand up straight on the floorboards and hold the bars and not be hunkered over whenever we're going through all the whoops and jumps and things in the tracks or riding out in the forest. I think this will be real nice. It's solid. I don't have any wiggle to it, so I guess my design worked out all right. The washer's welded to the pipe just fine. These are going to come right back off here in a little bit. I'm going to paint them, and I'll reinstall it for a final. I'll put Loctite on everything. We did have to adjust the angle of my levers. You can see this one bent. I'll get it there. But yeah. She's ready to ride. Well, that's all for today, everybody. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.